Hey guys, so this video is just going to be all about food, but I thought I'd start out by showing you my birthday dinner out with my mom. She took me to Red Lobster and we just had a really good time together. I always enjoyed spending time with my mama. But the rest of the video is kind of crazy. Hopefully you guys can keep up and leave me some comments. All right, for tonight, for dinner, we are going to have beefy cheesy enchiladas. This has green enchilada sauce and this has red. I made the kids some Mexican rice. They just like just regular rice with this is what I put in it, and the kids love it. They think it's like what comes from the Mexican restaurant. And we got some guacamole and some sour cream. And then these are some low carb tortilla ones. So that's what we're gonna have for dinner tonight. Okay, for lunch today, I made some Polish sausage. I just browned it up and then I put some sliced potatoes in there with some garlic powder, onion powder, and some parsley. And we're gonna have that for lunch. And then I'm working on dinner also. I've got beef tips in here, browning up, and then I'm gonna add some home canned tomatoes and potatoes, then probably some crushed tomatoes and some vegetables. So I'm just gonna make a big pot of beef vegetable soup and let it cook for the next 4 or 5 hours, and this meat will be really tender. I might add a little bit more vegetable depending on, once I get it all in this pot, what it looks like. But I'll show you later what it looks like when it's done. And I'm probably gonna make some Jiffy cornbread with that for dinner tonight. Okay, this is the soup after it's cooked all day. It's really, really good. The meat is really tender, and we're gonna have that for dinner. I'm gonna make some cornbread really quick, and I do have some pork chops in the oven. I'll show you. All right, guys, good morning. This morning we're gonna make omelets for the babies, and I've got mushrooms and some bacon heated up, and I do have several of them already made for the babies, and they're over at the kitchen table being nice and quiet and working on some schoolwork. And I'm just cranking out their omelets. They're probably just gonna have some fruit with this, and then we're gonna get on to our schoolwork. So that's what we're having for breakfast this morning. Okay, so of course this is gonna be more than just for breakfast, but in the morning I'm gonna fry up some sausage patties. I did make blueberry and banana muffins, and then Rachel came home wanting some pumpkin cream cheese muffins, so I did make these. These did not turn out very good. Won't use this recipe again, but we will find the good one. But these did not turn out very well. She said they taste good, but we're gonna let them have them for breakfast. Of course, my kids are not going to go through all these just for breakfast. They can have these as a snack also, but I've got them just sealed in this little container somewhere. I think it's on the bottom. This was my mama's container. She was killed in a car wreck about 9 years ago. So I like using this, and I just put the cover on it, and we will have these in the morning. So breakfast is just about done for tomorrow. Like I said, I'm gonna make some sausage, and we will have sausage and muffins tomorrow. This is what my lasagna looks like. I just got it out of the oven, so bubbly. I usually let this sit for a little bit, and I put the garlic bread in once I take this out, and that way it's just easier to cut up. And then I did make some chocolate no-bake cookies for dessert tonight. So the kids are excited. That's my daughter's. She had a college fair today. She already got accepted for summer 2026, but she's looking for some other things for later on. But yeah, this looks so good. Can't wait for dinner tonight, and I'm just gonna get the garlic bread out, and then we'll be ready to eat. This is for lunch. I made Jiffy mix and put hot dogs in it. And then I made some macaroni and cheese. So I got up early this morning. The seniors had a sunrise breakfast at the school. I went and helped with that. And then I came home and cooked more pancakes. That is what we're having for breakfast. Pancakes and fruit. Jewell is ready to eat. Are you ready to eat by bites? There's her little plate cooling down. But we're having this. We might have an early lunch. But I am wore out. I got up very, very early, and this is all I'm doing this morning. We have fruit. We have other things that they can have, but I'm making pancakes. So this morning for breakfast, we're doing scrambled eggs, and Lulu is working hard on them all by herself. I'm so proud of her. And we're going to have some pancakes. So over here I'm pumping out pancakes. And I did do some with chocolate chip. We have several kids that went to their daddies, and so we don't need a whole lot today, but we're making what we're making, and I'll show you guys kind of what I'm prepping for the meals for the week. So this is my big canning bowl, and I just go to the freezer and I start pulling out meat to just thaw out. And some of it I'll prep and we'll eat later in the week, and some of it we'll thaw, put in the fridge, and use for breakfast. And there's some butter in there, some steak, ground beef, chicken, some whole chickens I thought about putting in the roaster, and then that way I can make some chicken broth, so that's exciting. And then I like to use this either for like just sausage and potatoes on the stove, or in the oven we like to put some vegetables and stuff in it and just make a sheet pan meal. So this is gonna be a preview for dinners this week. So this morning we made another breakfast scramble, and the kids are just gonna make little tacos. And I've got 2 loaves of zucchini bread in the oven. And here's 1 loaf of the zucchini bread. I sent the other one to my best friend's house. And then I made this banana pudding because we went over there that night and had dinner. And we threw some different things on the grill, some steaks and hot dogs and chicken. And then I made some loaded potato salad, and everybody really liked that. And my mom's special baked beans with sausage in them. And we just had a really good time visiting with some of our friends for this dinner tonight. So I just pulled my roast chickens out of the roaster oven. I'm going to pull the meat off of these, feed the kids, and then put the bones back in, make us a bunch of broth for some homemade chicken noodle soup. And then I pulled my rolls out of the oven. They're perfect. 5 ingredients, guys. This bread recipe is bomb. I threw together some broccoli and cheese. I did some chunks of fried green tomatoes. Some of them were starting to turn red, but that's okay. And then I've got some okra. I got some more fried green tomatoes to fry up. But I'm going to feed everybody and get my chicken broth on. And probably let it go for a couple of days. Make a big pot of soup this weekend, chicken noodle or something. But that is what's for dinner tonight. So I dished out Wesley some of this pasta. This is what it looks like done. It's actually really good. I've got some dinner rolls proofing for dinner tonight with our roast chickens. So we went to Kentucky to visit my brother and his wife for the weekend, and he took us out to this big city pizza place, and the kids really enjoyed it. Wait until you see the huge pizza that he ordered for them. He was actually really shocked because they put a pretty big dent on it, and they really enjoyed it. But they had subs, and it was a really good place, and we're glad to be there. We also went to a Latino festival, and we had so much fun, but it was so hot. I was so excited, though, because I've been wanting to try this pork belly with guacamole. And then we got this mango ice cream. I guess it's like a sherbet. And then horchata, of course, because you can't have anything without getting a horchata at a Mexican event. But here's some pictures of the kids. And you can't go to Kentucky without getting Grippos and L8, because that's just has to happen. And it was my birthday weekend, so we went to church the next morning. And everybody is like a big potluck after church. Brought a cake, and we just really enjoyed fellowshipping. My sister-in-law was baptized. We got home later that evening after church, and Wesley took us out to hibachi because we were just so tired from the trip there and back. And so we really enjoyed that. Jewell's terrified of crawfish, but that's okay. For dinner tonight, I put some cube steaks in the oven with some mushrooms and gravy. And then I made some homemade mashed potatoes, and I've got just some French style green beans, and that's what we're gonna have for dinner tonight. I let these just bake for about 2 hours, so these are really tender and really yummy. So on this night for dinner, I just put some pork roast in the crock pot all day and made it like a Mississippi pot roast. Made some homemade mashed potatoes, Brussels sprouts. I roasted some butternut squash and just made it like sweet potatoes. Put some brown sugar and butter in it. The kids didn't even know the difference. They loved it. That is just a big mix of our meals for our big family for the last couple weeks. There's been a lot of things going on. I got called in for work one week. But that is just some of our meals that we've had. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.